Because that actually reminds me of something that I've been meaning to talk about. A slippery slope, if you will. So obviously we're getting the new, I don't even remember what it's called at this point, the new Sith ship, the one that's Malgus is going to pilot, right? We're getting the new Malgus ship. Maybe it's not Malgus. Some people are thinking maybe it's Sith Empire Trooper because of the Lego set. They both pilot it, and you know. But that's what I wanted to talk about is, would Malgus being a pilot be a bad precedent to set? Right? Hear me out. And let me know in the comments or the chat or whatever, wherever you're watching this, what you think. Malgus is not exactly an easy character to get, right? He's a Conquest character from a while back, and if you don't have Conquest, you have to do it in, what's it called? Proving Grounds, which is oftentimes harder than actual Conquest, which is kind of stupid, but, you know. Like, he's a bit of a stretch for a lot of players, right? And I get that there's certain gates to prevent lower GP and lower spending players from getting stuff to help, you know, improve the quality of life for the people who spend money so they can kick ass. I get all that. But at what point is a requirement too hefty for a ship? Right? Is it when Profundity required a Relic 9? Right? Like Profundity requires Radis at 9. That was hefty for me, right? Like that was a pain in the butt to grind for an R9. And I'm still a player at 6 million who doesn't R6 or 7 characters unless it's a requirement, let alone R8 or 9, right? So was that too much? Was that the point of no return? Was it, you know, was it back when Executor required a bunch of Galactic Legend requirements? You know what I mean? Like, what is the point where there is no return from the requirements of ships? Because I get Galactic Legends and stuff like that having crazy requirements. And both of our Galactic Legend ships have crazy requirements, but this isn't, that's for a capital ship. That's for like a whole new meta, right? This is like one specifically hard character to get that you can't really, like, I don't know if you can farm him. Like, I get that you can get him in Proving Grounds, but there isn't exactly anywhere else. I guess he's still for like another month still in the Wandering Scavenger, which is kind of nice, but like, is having Malgus as a requirement for a new Sith ship too much? Like, are they going to require a Galactic Legend after that? Like, is Malgus going to be a pilot because he's a Conquest ship? But then, of course, the capital ship has to be better, and they're going to require, you know, Sith Eternal Emperor. You know, they're going to have Sith Eternal Emperor as the pilot of some grand Sith fleet. Right? Would that be too much? You know what I mean? Your Sith ships need work, bro? Yeah, obviously they need work. I don't use, like, until this announcement, the Sith ships have been completely useless, right? So that's why they do this stuff, right? That's why they're making a Sith fleet, because no one has Sith ships because they suck. So this is a place where they can get people to just drop cash quickly, because they'll drop a Malgus ship, and then, oh my god, the ship's so good, we gotta relic all these characters and unlock all these ships and shit like that. And they'll do the same thing with the capital ship. They'll make it hard to get, and it'll be so good, but it'll be, you know, for character, like, it's, that's why everyone's predicting that the next Galactic Legend is going to be, what's her face? Endor Rebel Leia. Because there's, like, a lot of Rebel characters that people don't particularly invest too much into, or something like that, right? Like, that's the general argument, is that the next best thing is always stuff that people don't invest in, right? Reva Inquisitors. No one invested in Inquisitors. Now it's the best team that this game has ever seen. You know what I mean? So I'm just afraid. Like, obviously the Sith ships are going to be great. They're going to do great stuff. Malgus ship, and then Galactic Legend requirement capital ship, or Nihilist ship, or whatever the fuck it happens to be, right? Is going to be crazy. But at what point is it too much? And not too much in the sense of, like, overall requirements. Because, like, Rey's requirements are bountiful, but I wouldn't say it's too much, because, like, there's nothing here that's, like, preventing me from getting Rey. Like, even if I was 3 million GP, 2 million GP, like, there's nothing stopping me from getting Rey. I can use my normal energy to farm shards. I can then use, you know, gear that I collect through raids and through other game modes and through farming to get the characters to gear 12 and 13. I can use Cantina energy to get relic materials to get to relics. And then I just use energy to get tickets, and I farm and I have Ray. You know what I mean? But something like a conquest character is just kind of a fucking pain in the ass as a requirement, because there's a good chance that people just cannot do the chase event or the fucking whatever it's called, the proving grounds, because those proving grounds are not easy. I hate to break it to you guys, but they're not easy. And because his shards are still available, I don't even think he has a proving ground event yet, does he? He came out after the Interceptor, right? It went Razor Crest, Cat, Maul, Boba Fett, Sina, Django, Interceptor, Malgus, Ben Solo, right? I don't do proving grounds because I obviously have the conquest characters, but is he? He's not in it, right? Right, chat? Not yet. So, like, if this ship comes out soon, like, maybe it comes out on the year anniversary of Malgus, so in a month or so. And then maybe that's how they get people to really invest in refreshes for proving grounds, and that's how they make even more money. I don't know. It just seems... It seems... I don't know if it seems slippery slope-ish, because they can maybe time it to where it could be reasonable, but... Man, my heater just went off, and now my entire house smells like carbon monoxide, so I guess I... RIP APGAINS. That was a joke. What was I saying? But, like, is there going to be a Galactic Legend ship requirement? I don't know. I just think ship requirements are a little bit different than Galactic Legend requirements. Or even Galactic Legend ship requirements. Because they're more wide. You know what I mean? They're not, like, singularly focused on one particular pain point, like a conquest character. Or, heaven forbid, let's all bow our heads and hands together in prayer that a Galactic Legend is never required for a capital ship. Or a ship in general, because that would be fucking crazy. Can you fucking imagine how stupid that would be? I don't know what I would do if they came out and said, like, C is the pilot for the Sith capital ship. You know what I mean? Set makes more sense, in my opinion. I mean, set is reasonable, but... Like... I'd be willing to bet that they're going to make Malgus the pilot. Or at least one of the pilots. Maybe it's both Malgus and Set. So you have to relic your sets also. Because I feel like there's a lot of people. There's a lot of people out there who have a relic Malgus and not a relic Sith Empire Trooper. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. They're just... It's danger watch time, if that makes sense. I'm a little concerned. Maybe there's something's coming down the pipe. Maybe I am the pipe. Maybe I lay the pipe. All things considered. You know what you guys should do? You guys should click the link in the description and join the Patreon. Whoa, okay, bye-bye.